episode. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying episodes no more.
Good.
I'm done with that. I'm just gonna let them go. They just gonna be
lost track.
Nah. I'm pretty sure it's 38, but it don't matter at this point.
Okay.
It'll be on. But we got Veronica here. Mrs. Davis is here. Eddie is not, but that's a conversation for another day.
Stuck in his place.
He doing what he got to do. I'm sure. I'm sure he has something come up. But shout out to No Face Half-Breed on the production. And we got some new listeners at the event. That's what did happen. Some people was like, I want to hear it. So a lot of kids
Where?
at the memorial. It was like, yo, like I want to like send it to me. So we doing something, right?
Yeah. I know a few people.
Yeah.
Underage group watch. Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess for me, I don't ever hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't be knowing. But welcome back. Another episode. We back. And like I said, not like I said, I don't. Some people you hear listen, others you don't. Some people just be listening, or it be random. Like I had one person was like, "Man, I be listening to y'all show all the time." I'm like, "For real?"
Yeah.
And I know you, but I had no idea. So, I mean, I know the audience is pretty broad. I just think maybe because of the career fields, like we work with a lot broad people. You work with little kids. I work all the way to kids up to high school, so I think it extends past just the adulthood. I think it's a little bit of everybody, but it's good, which is a good thing. We just gotta grow it, but we'll get there. But this episode, I don't know. It's been the conversation we're supposed to have for a little bit, but we haven't. But I think it's a good one. So my question is there a difference between business and personal, or is it all the same? So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
There isn't, but it's only because I'm already experiencing that. So it depends on like who the person is. Like if they're in a position where it can affect you, your professional level. If they say something personal, they can affect both. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying about that. I can't really go into detail, but.
No, I mean everybody got different situations. I don't think it's easy at any point, right? Like if I'm working with you and we have a disagreement at work, not everybody can still go out after work and have a drink like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like I don't
think. I mean, are you supposed to go out to have a drink with the people you work with?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But I'm saying like there could be group functions, right? There's team building and different things that we do. Like it's not uncommon for people to go have a drink after work or go to a lounge or something.
I think you can set a boundary. I think there's a separation between personal and business. I mean, I'm not gonna.
So if something happened to you, or like say you're in a position and somebody says something that hurt you personally, it wasn't like I'm doing my job, I'm on a business level, but you took it personal. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's not really no. It depends on the person. Some people cannot separate business and personal. Like I have to do my job, right?
Yeah.
So, and in my job, I can't always facilitate somebody else's needs. You know, like I have to say no sometimes, and that might actually cause them to take it personally. Do you know something?
Yeah.
Right.
I think we might be looking at it from two different
maybe so
aspects.
I think
I'm more looking at it from being able to separate business and personal, and then how that can commingle. And I think you're more looking at it from being in the business standpoint, and then in that area, how things still turn personal.
Yeah.
Even in the same, you know what I mean? And I think that's two different lanes.
It could be. I think it definitely could be two different things.
Because I think that.
But I think that's the point.
This is exactly.
But this is the conversation, right? Is that can there be that? I think you can look at it from many lenses, right? Because some people would say women would have a hard time dealing with it, right? Say it'd be more women that struggle with that, where men are better at compartmentalizing things, right? I can deal with you here, but I think I think maybe there was a time that it held more true. I don't see it like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I see dudes acting the same way. I see just emotion running wild in people,
Yeah.
and they can't do it. You know, so it's like.
But I think in like, I don't know, and I'm not in every business, so I
Right.
don't know. But just in my experience, like there's certain things or certain, yeah, if there's certain things that have to get across, right?
Right.
And whether I'm talking to a parent or whether I'm talking to an administrator of a program or whatever, it's my responsibility to get the message across respectfully.
Right.
But it's not my responsibility of how that might land on you or what you might be going through, which might be different if me and Janice are having a conversation and I'm still trying to get a point across, but I'm going to take into consideration like how it might land. Like, is there something that might be going on in her life that might trigger what I'm saying to make it come across a different way, right? I'm going to be more empathetic onto how it lands on her. But in business, it's not my responsibility to worry about how it might affect you because of what's going on behind the scenes. It's my job to relay the message to you. Like, so when I'm dealing with my parents, sometimes they might take it personal. I might say, you're supposed to be on time. And they have every excuse of why they shouldn't be on time. But this is business and I'm not your friend. And so at this point, it's not my job to worry about X, Y, and Z because I have to get across the bigger picture. Yeah. Right? Which if that was my son and my grandbaby or my niece, it might be. So I just think in that sense, for me, it's always been really important to, or I don't want to say always, but as I've gotten older in my business, it's been important for me to separate the business and personal with even like hanging out with maybe some of my parents after work or even like personal things that I went through or had, or, you know, with death or anything. Like, it's just a certain, I still have a boundary on, like, it's not their job to comfort me and it's not my place to lean on them because it's still business, right? But I think if I took those opportunities and crossed that line, then it just kind of opens the door for more. Yeah. I know that was long-winded.
No, it's good. I mean, you get it off. You know what I mean? That's we got time. You know,
I understand in your situation. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess like if I had a bunch of kids, like not kids, but if I had 3 or 4 employees in there, and one says something to the other, and there started being conniving things going on or whatever behind the scenes, even though they're in a business situation, like it would be important for somebody to step in and say what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, like to bring it back, right?
But that's
I think that's where it didn't happen, right?
For sure.
That didn't happen. Like nobody stepped in and said, "Hey, this is personal, not business. Channels or business," you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But my thing is, that's my whole thing. It's
and they were getting back. There was some.
But my thing is that
retaliation.
This is why I say there is no real difference.
No,
because most people, on average, right, a normal work day is say 8 hours, right? So you're at work from, let's just say 9 to 5, right? You're at home from, let's say, give you an hour to get home, or you had to go to a grocery store. You're at home from 6,
for most of it,
right, till you go to bed. Let's say you go to bed at 10. So you got 9:30, 10 o'clock, right? So 3.5, 4 hours to deal with the people that you should be doing the personal stuff with, right? But the majority of your time is spent with the people at work. So typically, I think people have connections deeper at home for most people. I mean, at work. Their connections aren't at home the same. We're supposed to be building home up, but we're at work, right? It's like me coaching. I spend more time with the kids I coach than with my own. When I was teaching, I'm teaching all day, then I go straight to practice. I got my son with me at practice. Then he got to go to his practice. Then he got to come home and do homework. Like, I don't get to tickle him. And then if the weekends I got games and he got games, we're not really spending time together. I'm spending more time with the people at work, telling them what I did, and a little bit of time I had with my people at home a lot of times. That's what a lot of people do. So I think you're spending more time with those people where I think you're trying to bond more with those people. That's where you're building your connections at. Right now, not everybody's the same, right? Because you can be not even trying to rock with me like that. But I think that I have a relationship with you.
Yeah.
We talk every day. She speaks to me every morning, right? We talk about what's going on. I check on her, how her family's doing, right? I think it's all good. And then one day you tell me no, and now I'm mad, right? And it's not even a problem that I got mad at something at work. It's just typically we don't keep it there. We always, or a lot of times, we make it something more.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like you said, we don't clear the air. We don't sit down and say, I had a problem with this. Because at the end of the day, like, I think what you're saying is something that can be done at a management level. Hey, this is what needs to be done. I understand you don't necessarily like it, but this has to be done because this is what we have to do at work. Right? But the leader, and we have this conversation all the time about leaders and managers, right? The leader has to manage the behavior.
When it's not structured correctly,
right.
Well then,
Right. The leader's supposed to manage the behavior.
It's like the Chiefs and Indians.
Yes, absolutely. So it's like, even though I don't feel like I need to deal with this, like I remember one of my guy I used to coach with, he was trying to elevate. He's older, but like now he's seeing on how all these behavioral questions are being asked of him. As far as him like going to a higher level, and he's like, I don't care about this stuff. They need to just do their job. And I'm like, that was able to happen at one time, but we're so far beyond that, right? Like we've opened up so much about what we are able to say, express emotionally. People are more open, which makes people more vulnerable. Right now, the problem is you're telling too many people stuff, thinking that they rock with you and they don't.
Yeah, and a lot of people are open, vulnerable, but they don't want to hear that. You
Right.
know, I had to tell somebody recently, you're telling people all your business, but you're expecting only the good responses. Like when you open yourself up, you have to be ready for the negative too. Everybody's not going to.
Well, that's just like when you post something on Facebook, like you have to expect that somebody is not always going to agree with you.
Exactly.
And you have to be able to take the good from the bad. Like you can't let that bad thing break whatever it is that we were trying to say on there.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like I just feel like we come from the era where we saw that, but we're transitioning to an era where kids don't. They want to emotionally connect wherever they're at, whether it's in their friendships, whether they're at work. They want to have some kind of connection to it. That's why these kids quit so easy now. These kids will leave a job so fast without having another job. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way I felt there. Right? So they'll just bounce where we didn't come from that. It was like, nah, you better write that out until you have something else or have something lined up. Right? But so it's like I said, I think there used to be a separation. There used to be a business and work. When I was in the military, it was people that I was around. But what I learned was, I think a lot of times, people aren't different outside of work than they are at the crib. A lot of people are just being themselves. I've never seen a shitty person off the job who wasn't a shitty person on the job. You just are who you are. Doesn't mean you can't be your job.
You gotta go to different spaces.
I'm okay with that.
No, I'm not saying you.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm saying because we could say, are the people at the church house the same as who they walk out the church?
They're not.
You know what I mean?
Most are not.
Then are those same people the same when they're at work, or are they like, is the real them at work, or is it at the church house?
No, like I said, who's to say?
Friday night,
right?
They're out,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right. But my thing is, I think those things get exposed.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Really fake
That's what I'm saying. Like I think the truth always, because we've all seen them people out there in the club doing the most, turning up, acting up in the streets, doing a whole bunch of street stuff, and then want to be in there Sunday trying to repent just to go back and do the same cycle all over again, and then come back in there next Sunday. So we've seen that.
Well, it's like when people would come around me and they wanted to hide that they smoke weed, but I'm smoking.
Right.
And I'm looking at them. I know my truth.
Right.
And I don't hide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's more like, and I used to tell them, who are you hiding? You're hiding from yourself.
Yeah.
You're hiding from it because nobody else cares.
Oh,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it, not just one person. I mean, this is just. I'm sure that there's been people who, when there's alcoholics, sometimes they'll go somewhere where other people are drinking. But everybody in their life won't know they drink.
Right.
But you're not really hiding from anybody but yourself.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. I think you kind of touched on it. And when I speak, I tell kids this. Like, the reality is, nobody cares about you. Yeah. And that's okay. Not because people are heartless or anything like that. It's just that when stuff hits the fan, for real, I got to worry about myself.
Well, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
In the bigger reality, people get so worried about what somebody else is worried about or how somebody else thinks when in reality they really don't care. They go to sleep and they don't think about
No,
you.
they
It's
don't.
really about how you feel about yourself.
Right. But that's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I'm
Like,
saying?
when you have issues, a lot of times, especially even at work, half the people don't know and the other half don't care.
Yeah.
Right? We're just holding on to whatever this is. Right? So even if I said something to offend you, if you don't tell me, how did I even know I offended you?
Yeah.
Right? Now, as a respect for you, I never lead with disrespect. So I guarantee you, if I did, it was an honest mistake. Right? So I can just let you understand that. It doesn't change how you feel. But if you understand my intentions were to offend you,
Yeah.
we'll be able to move forward in a better way. Right? So when you do have them situations at work where it's like, damn, you got mad, I didn't know you was mad. All right, well, let's have a conversation about that. Let me explain to you where I was coming from. Now, in the moment, work has to be done, right? Because we are on the job.
And sometimes it has nothing to do with you.
No, but my thing is, that's why you shouldn't trip if you know you didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
But I think most people, to me, that's an ego thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they upset with me?
Yeah.
Why they don't like me? That's where the ego starts messing a lot of people up. It gets a lot of people in trouble because it's like, why they don't like me? They don't have to.
And it's okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it's
right.
Okay.
But it's like a lot of situations are created because of like, I don't know why they don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
Where I worked with somebody for years, never knew what the real issue was, didn't try to fix it. But I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not necessarily going to not take the high road, but I'm not going to let you live behind the BS you're doing.
Yeah.
So now I'm letting people know, no, she don't like me and I don't like her. I can tell you why I don't like her. It's up to you to go talk to her if you really care enough to know.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hide behind it.
I don't have to like you. And that's okay because everybody
Yeah.
in the world doesn't
Well,
like you.
but at the end of the day, my whole point was, we don't talk outside of work. We don't text. Our kids don't kick it. Like, we have no connection but this establishment that we work at. So that's where it starts and stops at for me. If I saw you outside of work, I just don't speak to you.
It's strictly business.
It's just work, right? Because we not cool. But even if we was cool at work, there's people I got great relationships that I work with. So but if they beef with me, if they have a problem with me at work and they stop talking to me, we don't talk like that anyway.
So do you think maybe you choose who to cross that boundary with in the workplace to let it blend with personal? Because you were just saying the guy that you don't like at work, you deal with him. So
that was a woman
or a woman, but then after you don't. So do you think like, you know, I'm not in a big workplace like that, but do you think like in a workplace sometimes people
I'm very
choose?
personable, so I
no,
can't
always. We always make it always is choice.
A little bit. Yeah.
It always is choice. We choose to share more.
Yeah. But then if you keep it business, you look like standoffish.
Right. Well, it's like she don't seem or he don't seem to want to share.
Exactly.
So it's like that can force people away from you for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somebody who actually would care enough would say, Veronica, why you don't never seem to want to share about your family? They're just not. And then you can say like, I just try to keep things separate. I don't want to make things messy. Unfortunately, things don't always go the way we want them to. And I want to maintain my good relationships. Yeah, I just keep my stuff to myself because I know people like that who is like they're mystery, And it's cool though. It's like if that's what they choose. But every now and again, they give me little glimpses into their world. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I think it goes back to the fact that people are unfortunately going to work trying to get that personal connection.
Yeah.
Like you said, but I think it maybe extends beyond what we know.
Yeah.
Maybe you lack it at home. Maybe you're not connecting with the people in your house or the people you love, so you try to find it there.
Well, the American work-life balance, right? What they call
there is no balance.
Work-life balance is horrible.
There is no. Like I said, we at work more than we home. So that's why I said I think we've lost the business and personal. It's just all personal now because I spend so much time with you. I'm trying to connect with you, even if I'm not. I feel like I'm your friend because we talk every day.
For that human connection.
Yeah, but because we've all been in spaces where I ain't asked you nothing, but you just start sharing.
I was just about to say that.
Right?
It's like people get really comfortable and just share their whole life story with me.
Right.
And I'm like, I listen and I listen well, I don't know. I don't like people to feel uncomfortable around me either. So like I'm very personable with people at work.
Yeah.
See, and I don't mind the uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you share it too much with me, and I'm just like, you know, like
nah, I think I won't give you nothing. Like it just depends. Like I don't. Like I said, me, I'm a helper. So it's like when people are sharing and they want help, if I have it to give and I can help, it's cool. But if you choose not to take it, I won't keep engaging that.
yeah,
You know. But like I said, right or wrong, that's just who I am.
yeah,
So I can deal with whatever comes out of that, right? So like it was a situation where it was somebody she used to work with, and we just having a conversation. Now, come to find out, it's a conversation you'd have heard from other people before, but I guess the way I'm delivering it, it hit a nerve because I'm explaining something to you. You're telling me something about a man, and I'm telling you from a man's perspective. And the reality was, ultimately, long story short, I ended up coming out to be right.
yeah.
Right, but in the moment, it was like I attacked her, and I was like, you know what? I will apologize.
You know what this reminds me of? Yesterday, me and my husband, we're running down the street. We're going to McDonald's. He goes down north, and he's making a left on north. I said, "Aren't you going to McDonald's?" He said, "Yeah," and he kept driving. As soon as he hit that left, he said, "Oh." And I just looked at him. He said,
Johnny ain't from Lawpoke.
He said, why didn't you say nothing? I said, you know what? Sometimes you don't receive information the best.
Right.
You know,
Fair enough.
So
sometimes,
yeah.
go through it.
Sometimes you have to hit your head.
Yeah.
So and he just looked at me like,
Right.
so now, like, even this morning, he was like, oh, like yesterday, exactly.
Right.
We just got to.
Yeah.
But I just use that as an example because I've seen that with like so many people come. I'm tired of giving advice to people.
Oh, yeah,
We've had to,
Yeah.
No, I give people a whole advice. I'm talking about I'll write people up something. And at this point, it's just like, well,
why do you feel they share everything with you like that?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I think when people look at me from the outside looking in, to them, I have the answers, or to them, I did it, or they see something. Usually it's something materialistic that they see, and a lot of people look at material and believe they equate that to answers, or they look at material and they equate that to knowledge, or they look at, like, so it happens every day on Facebook. You see people who have no clue what they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
But because they have a strong rant, there's a bunch of people under believing them.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm quick to tell somebody, I have no idea, or you should really go to counseling, or you should really talk to somebody, or even when it comes to things I've been through, domestic violence, I'm quick to, like, I'm not, my way isn't everybody's way.
Right.
And my way only worked because of the foundation that I grew up on.
Right.
If you grew up in a different way, what worked for me might not work for you.
Well, I think that's very true, but I don't think it's the materialistic things more so, because maybe when it's somebody a little younger, but I think it's when it's our peers, it's the conviction in your truth.
I don't have too many peers.
No, but what I'm saying is that it's the conviction in your truth.
Yeah.
When you're confident because you're standing on just the truth, number one, it's easy because it's the truth. But people want that.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I live in that space? So it's not necessarily that you have it all together. It's you're comfortable with saying you don't.
Yeah.
And they're not. So they're trying to pick the brain of the person of like, how did you get to that?
Yeah.
I'm not there. So when you spell it out for them, it's frustrating because it's like, I gave you the playbook. But like you said, you don't pick it up the way I do.
Yeah.
So maybe it is falling on deaf ears, not because you don't care. I just don't speak the language you need to learn this information.
Yeah, and it gets
right.
exhausting.
So no, it does get it.
Yeah.
But so that's like you said. It's maybe you need somebody else, right? It's no different than being I do guidance counseling.
Well, not just that, but also I'm not educated in every field to give you. Like
right.
If you're asking me, oh, how do we put a business together? I'm still going to tell you to go to Legal Shield.
Right.
I'm going to show you everything I know what to do.
Right.
But I'm also going to tell you, go to the reputable source. Now, if you come to me asking how to put a daycare together,
right,
I can still give you a website. Now, I might be able to give you more insight and all that, but I just, I'm in school to educate myself about certain things, and then I'll get on the soapbox with that.
Right.
But I don't allow other people to put me on a soapbox just because of what
Right.
they might perceive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because
well, don't elevate me. Like I'm just like y'all in a sense.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
like we're all still fighting. Like just because I
We're still
progress
figuring it
further
out.
in business doesn't mean I'm still not trying to figure out this life thing like you too.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you're looking, and I think
even
it's
with business,
right.
I'll be there.
But I'm saying like you're looking at people will look at where you're at in an aspect of your life and don't see the totality of. So perfect example, right? James' son, Jaden, and Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden is looking at Miles in math and like, how do I get to? He's so good at it, but then like he doesn't see where he's stronger in Miles in these other areas. So like you're looking at the area where you struggle, thinking I'm further along than you, where you're so much further in this other thing. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people screw it up. It's like, no, one aspect of my life that you see, I'm thriving in, but there's so many others that I'm trying to get up to speed with where I'm at in this space.
And to keep that striving, I have to keep all these
right.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't just fall into
you fight the battle. So perfect, like my personal battle, right? So I tell people always talk about my weight loss, right? And so it's like a self-talk I have to give myself a lot of times because I see where I'm at now, and then I look at how I can translate that into like my personal business because it was a journey that I just never stopped fighting until ultimately I got it right. So like even as I'm in business ventures now, marketing firms I'm working with, and I'm like, you're not seeing the results. It's like, hey man, you didn't always see the results when you was doing this thing. Yeah. So you have to keep at it though. If you quit, nothing happens. Right? So it's like there's still areas, but people just because people are superficial. Mm-hmm. So when they see me, you see the weight loss thing and everything's good. It's like, no, man, I still need therapy. I still need a lot of different things. Like, I still need help in so many areas. But what you can see, you think that represents everything. No, it just represents a part of it. It shows progress. It shows that I'm capable of a lot because you saw me before.
It wasn't just a diet change.
No, it was a whole lifestyle change. You can't sustain it if you don't change your lifestyle. Yeah. If you keep the old habits, you never get to the point I'm at now. I won't get there.
It's your mentality to get up and do something.
Right. Or it's
whatever.
Right.
Got you there.
And it's like it becomes to the point where it gets to, and I was just telling somebody this yesterday, I'm like, it's not that you lack motivation, you just lack discipline. Mm-hmm. Motivation will come and go. Discipline's every day. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do every day for you? When you get to that, you'll start seeing progress. Maybe little at times, but like you'll start seeing the changes. Like until you can, because I hate, like, we had the conversation all the time. There's not every day I don't wake up at 4 a.m. to work out and I'm excited about it. Yeah. I'm least likely to be excited about it. It actually sucks a lot of days when you're doing it, but I'm just so at the point where I know I have to do it. I know it's needed to sustain. Yeah. I'll never not do it. So even if I feel like I didn't want to, the day I didn't, I feel bad that I didn't. Yeah. Right? Because it's like, nah, and I don't want to start stacking up negative days. Right? Like I built progress. You know, if I took a day off, I chose it. I scheduled it to where this is a rest day or whatever. Yeah. So it's like, it's getting people to that point. It is the problem. So like I said, it is when you are in those spaces and teaching people, when you're at work, what you're giving them, they're trying to translate it outside of there. It becomes a personal skill you're trying to learn. Mm-hmm. Like I just met a kid last night. He was like, I played so hard because I didn't have all the gifts everybody else did. And I just took that same effort on the basketball court and I took it into my real life. And that's why I'm doing so well in business. Like that's why I'm the boss now. Because everything, if I'm doing something, I want to do it in the best of my ability. Like, you know, it translated for him. So, but like I said, it doesn't translate for most people, you know? Like, so, and I think too, like, so I think when you're not, I don't feel like you're different at work than you are anywhere else. Like the same Veronica talk, like we might have a different conversation, maybe because we're talking about business. Yeah. But like the talk is the talk. Yeah. I know what I'm gonna get from you wherever environment I find you at. Yeah. And same with me, same with my wife, right? Other people. Where that's why I really believe it's so hard for people to separate now. Because how could you be great at something if you're not operating in who you are? Yeah. Whether it be work or otherwise.
Well, that's the cheat code.
Right, but I'm saying
you can't walk your own path. You can't walk your path to what you're supposed to be doing
Right.
if you're being somebody else.
I can't be phony. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I
Because
can't
the
be
real
phony.
you's gonna eventually show up, and then what do you do then?
Right. That's
Well,
what
I mean, how do you get to your destiny if you're being somebody else? You
Right.
You can't get your signs if you're pretending to be somebody else.
Right. Right. Because as I said, we make tweaks at work. We adjust some things. The lingo might alter to some degree, but if I'm a funny dude, I'm gonna be funny at work too. But I'm gonna do it in a more professional way.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna be true to me. I'm not gonna lose my sense of humor because I'm at work. No, I'm just gonna do it in a way that's acceptable in this space.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think there is so hard to have a difference. Because you just are who you are. So I still deal with that. I had a hard time. I still have a hard time from time to time taking criticism. Because it's like
really,
it's yes.
I would have never thought that.
No, because of the fact of because it's like it would always feel like a personal attack. Mm-hmm. Because I'm genuinely being myself. I'm saying whatever. But I'm saying like when you being yourself,
yeah,
it feels personal. And I have to really so I'm always able to get to the understanding of it. I just need a moment to like receive it and process it. Yeah. And understand like this is not a personal thing. This is a work thing. Yeah. Right? So like I had a boss was like, you're over here and this person was over here and I need you to be somewhere in the middle. And my whole mindset was like, you knew who I was when you hired me. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna so I had to start looking at what I was doing. Okay, work-wise, I'm checking all my boxes. Everything I'm supposed to do, I'm doing. What you want me to do is start yelling, screaming, and fussing at kids to try to build fear, and that's not how I operate. I never operated like that. You never saw that, so you know you wasn't hiring that. Now, if that's not good enough, do what you have to do. But like, I'm not gonna not be me. Like I'm not gonna, because now I'm not gonna get the reaction and connection I have with kids if I do it the way you want me to. So it's like once I received what she said, I understood it. But when we sat back down again, it was like, I can't be that. Like, tell me what I'm doing wrong work-wise. Am I not disciplining kids the right way? Am I not holding them to the consequences? And when she looked at it, it was like, nah, you are.
Then what's the problem?
So what's the problem? No, this is just a personal thing that you want to see. Right. This has nothing to do with work now. You want me to be this way. And it all came down to a bad guy thing. It's like, how are you doing this job and you're disciplining kids, but you're not looked at as the bad guy? It's like, because I don't have to tear you down to get you to do what I need you to do. Right? So, like I said, I still, once I got back into space, I didn't like it, but I didn't handle it or I didn't mismanage that situation. I took the time to articulate it in a professional way and I just moved on from it. Mm-hmm. But I also understood, like, you have the choice to do whatever you want to do with it because I don't own this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And I'm willing to deal with whatever comes with out of that because there's certain things I'm not going to compromise. Mm-hmm. Right? So you can always tell me I could do my job better. Right? But you trying to make me be the person you want me to be is something I will not do.
I see, because you're going off that right
now. Yeah, because I don't like that. Because that really is a thing that I don't like. And as somebody who has to work with people or hire people to work with me, no, it's good. You just see over here eating candy on the mic. We ain't gonna get into that. But my thing is like, it's like when I hire a camera guy to go shoot an event for me, I've already looked at your work. So I'm hiring you to do you. Right? Mm-hmm. I don't do me. Now I might just say maybe there's a tweak or something that you can add on to. But it's like I hired you because I like your work. Right? You're just doing your work for my business. That's it. Right? So I don't want somebody to come and feel it because even if I was back in business, that's why I said it's so hard for me to go back in corporation. Because if I'm not in a position to where I can affect change to people, I'm not going to work under a boss who's not going to take care of me or the people I work with. It's just a non-negotiable at this point.
You want to be the boss?
I'm okay with not being the boss. Like when I was the dean, I wasn't in charge. Like I worked for people, and when I felt like it fit my needs, it was cool. But the moment I felt like I can't do it like this, I had to make a change for myself. And I was able to deal with whatever came with that. So it was just like, nah. And I had health issues, but that situation wasn't more about me being mistreated. It was just like, I made a choice to do more and put more strain and stress on myself. I'm responsible for that. But you damn sure didn't stop me. You didn't care that I was doing that. And I can expect you to. It's not your responsibility, it's mine.
Yeah.
But the fact that things are being left undone and you just okay with, like, people are okay with sitting back and letting it go undone. It's like I don't do that well. It's like we sitting in a room. This is a brain trust. This is the people who make decisions. We need something done, and if we can look around the room and know something needs to be done, and nobody will put their hand up to do it, that's not a good leadership group. We shouldn't be looking around like who going. Nah. If we say we care, we say we love these kids and do the things we want to do, this not should be the issue. And so that
when it comes to working with kids, it gets sticky.
No, it does. What I said.
Ulterior motives.
No,
especially when you're working with programs.
Right. And like I said,
teachers. When you're working with people, everybody's getting paid.
Right.
Sometimes it gets sticky.
I think it always does.
There's people who are there for the kids, 100%.
Right.
People who are there for the kids, and there's.
But at the same time, you like I said, it also depends on the person's position, right? Yeah. So, like for example, you're the athletic director, right? Who I coach with, he spends most of his time at the school anyway. He got to come in early, and he's there late because he's got to be there for the sporting events. So, all year he ain't getting home till 8, 9 o'clock at night, and he lives further away. Right? Principal has stuff sometimes too. It's like, so, but at the same time, like when I was the dean, I have stuff to do as well. So like, I don't necessarily fault people, but it's like, I also understand that it all shouldn't always be the same person. Yeah. So like, for example, if I'm teaching a class and you're always answering a question at some point, hey, I don't want to hear from Veronica no more.
Yeah. I was looking at it more as if change needs to be made. How many people are going to go against what could possibly affect their job for the kids?
Yeah, it's a moral thing.
How many people? And so that's where you really see the line of, okay, well, I'm here. Like you said, I'm not going to yell at the kids just to keep the job. No, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. But this is how I coach, right?
So I work.
You had a stance on that. But then how many people would have yelled a little bit more because their mortgage is paid?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where I say that when you're dealing with people who are working with kids, especially when people are getting paid, I don't know.
Oh no, like I said,
some groups are good, some, you know what I mean?
I never walked away mad at anybody in that aspect because, like I said, I can't fault you for doing what you need to do for your family, right? But like I said, at what point, I just have a different moral and ethical code.
Yeah,
and I can't put a dollar amount on how I treat people.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
It's just like there's certain jobs that certain people shouldn't do if your grind is about the money.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is like when you're in a position to help people grow, your job, when you're in education or anything working with kids, your goal is to help them become better versions of themselves in whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So it's like if you can't do that, you in the wrong place. Right, so it's like, yes, I understand you need to do what you need to do, but it's like, you don't got to do that. There's got to be a better way. And if there's not a better way for you to do it here, you need to go somewhere else and do it. Or do something else. Yeah. Right? Now, that's a whole nother conversation about people being scary and why they won't do it because they have the mortgages. Like I said, I'm a hustler. I'm going to find a way. Yeah. You're not going to, you can't hang stuff over my head. Like, the quickest way to get me to bounce is to like try to absolution me.
Yeah.
Right? Like and so like when I went through that in a work situation, it was the same thing. It was like, I need you to do this. And the way I took it in was if you don't do it, I'm gonna have to let you go. And I did it reluctantly, but it just didn't sit right with me until I had to go have a conversation with the person who told me that. Yeah. And I was like, nah, I don't like it. And so it was like, that's not what I meant. So like I said, business and personal. Did you take the time to go sit down with the person? Now, I still didn't like what needed to be done, but I understood it better.
Well, the spaces that I'm usually in, I'm like the person who's in there for free because I'm volunteering.
Right.
So usually I'm the one who speaks up, and then I hear people who agree, but they won't speak up because of whatever, however it might adversely affect them. And so for me, it just kind of, one, it makes me blessed to not be in a space where I have to hold my voice, right?
Right.
And then two, I just don't like it. I usually end up the person that like people agree with me, but they're like,
you're the person they go send out there to take the hit though.
well, they'll try.
No, I'm saying like they're
because,
like, yes, say that.
Yeah, because for me, it's like, I'm not depending on this person for my employment, or and I never put myself in that position with parents. Like, if you don't like work, like,
yeah, you roll out.
There's a million kids.
Yeah, somebody gonna need it.
But I just don't like that. I don't like that, and I think that that's the problem in corporate America.
Right, but I think
use stuff against you.
But I think that's why you're in a space like just barely about like me. I'd rather be an entrepreneur at this point. I'd rather figure out my own things.
I mean, right? I do want to work for somebody, so I don't have to build the business, but I just want it to be fair. I'm more in a space where I want to go into business with just like good business people, because
I agree. I like that.
There's so much you can do together.
Too, so.
No, I think money changes a lot of. Well, I don't think it changes you. It just brings out what's already in you.
Yeah, it highlights what's in you. I mean, and I think that there's such a bad rap on people working together, but you can't do everything yourself. And so when business is good, like if you find people who can work together and people have the right intention and people aren't trying to steal, because it really comes down to
integrity. Like people's integrity. Like my integrity is everything to me. Right?
Exactly.
So I can't compromise that to satisfy something, a personal relationship, and I express that all the time.
So if you bring 4 of you together,
if I tell you no, I have to tell you no.
Right.
That business to be great.
Yeah. If you find people that connect that way.
Yeah, and that's so. I don't know. I think that's the space I'm in, where I do want to elevate with people, the right people. But I also wouldn't mind working for somebody.
Well, my whole thing is. It's
the right money.
It's
me a lot of money.
Well, I don't mind. Most of the people I've heard it multiple times, but I always thought of it the same way. It's like, what is it worth to own 100% of nothing?
Exactly.
Right? Or maybe own 75% of something that's very profitable because somebody invested in what you were doing.
Yeah.
So I think it's most people who are in the entrepreneur space, you're always looking for somebody to invest in, who sees the vision, who understands the vision, who's willing to walk with you to make it happen, because that makes things go faster, right? So it's like, at the end of the day, most people are looking for somebody with money. You're just hoping it's the right person to connect with, who has the resources to help you, right? So it's like, I'm going to an event in Carlsbad where it's like, I didn't ask to go, just like, hey, I have this thing coming, I think you should come. He's gonna put me on a podcast, his show, pretty big show. But then in the midst of that, he was like, I want you to come to this event. So it's like, he's putting me in a room with people who have the potential to, like, well, what do you do?
Yeah.
Right? So those are the opportunities I look for at this point. And some people are like, oh, you're gonna miss practice? Man, this is a networking thing, this is a business thing. Like, even if I came back with no return on it, I need to go, because it's something I'm gonna gain from the event, right? So it's like, you have to make it happen. But when in that space, you have to take those chances. There's usually 1,000 no's before you get to the one yes anyway. It's just how it works. You just have to be built different if you're gonna do that. So I think not everybody is, because like I said, most people can't handle no in a workplace anyway.
Yeah.
The moment you tell somebody you can't do something, it's like, what do you mean?
Especially if you've been doing stuff like, there's certain things I can do, but I'm already swamped with all this other stuff. Like, do I really need to take that part on? Like, what is my role in that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is not my role to even do that. I was just helping you out, and now I need to focus on my stuff.
Right, but my thing is, but like I said, that sounds like somebody who's been helping too long, right? Because it's like 50 Cent said it. He was like, the first time you give somebody money, they're thankful. The second time you give them, they cool. The third time, they was expecting it, and then when you don't, it's like, why you didn't give it to me, right? It's like, I didn't have to give it to you in the first time I was choosing to, but like it just gets in people's minds. That like, oh, this is the expectation now. Now, you're partly responsible for building that expectation, right? I think learning, like you said, learning how to pull back probably comes from doing too much at one point.
Yeah.
right? With helping people, helping others, where you like, you know what? I'm not even gonna start down this path.
Of learning the line.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna start it because I already know where this goes.
Yeah.
You know, so you just learn to just sustain from doing anything that way. You know, and so I mean, abstain from it. So I think that's a skill that's it's just not there.
Yeah.
Like most people don't have it.
It's like if I have parents show up at 8:58 in the morning, and every time I'm gonna remind them they're like,
Yeah.
I mean they're early. I open at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Could you get a burger at 8:58 at McDonald's?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you start accepting that, then you're gonna have kids at 8:45.
Oh yeah.
Because mom had to do something and wanted to do something before she left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, you know, but
the barbershop.
I don't do it in a disrespectful way.
No.
But it's like.
No, the barbershop used to be that way when I first started.
I don't get paid early. And I don't get paid for late hours.
Because like because we should do all walk-ins. You had people that we had really good relationships with, great clients that wanted to get in early, which I always understood. If I start opening this door up before 9 o'clock, once the door is open, it's open.
Yeah.
Right? I can't tell people, I'm just cutting him up because it's like, once that door flies open. And that's what happened. You had people at that time literally just outside waiting for that door to open. Like the moment they saw our cars pull up, it was like, all right. And it's like you starting the day off like that, you know? But it's like, this is the expectation you set. Once you do it, people think that's what it is. Yeah. And they're gonna like expect that. Mm-hmm. And then the moment they normally was open, it's like, we really don't open till this time.
Yeah.
We just open early for this. So it does matter that you have those boundaries and those expectations. Yeah. It's because I think it's getting so hard to accommodate people.
Well, you don't have to.
Right, but I'm saying like I think there are situations or circumstances where sometimes people make exceptions. Right?
But they actually remember that's an exception.
No, I'm not saying that person that you did it for does it. I'm saying somebody else who saw it might be the person you gotta deal with.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is I think that's the problem is people are in that space where they don't remember, let me be blessed that they even let me in. Yeah. Let me be blessed that Elliot even cut my hair for me minutes early. It's more of an expectation.
Right. But that's just an attitude of gratitude that ain't even normal.
That's why my door's closed.
Right, but I'm saying like that people don't it's like I always try to say thank you to people.
Yeah.
Right? So like when we go on our trips, we fundraise a lot of times so we don't have to do a lot of the meals and stuff, or even the coaches' meals can get paid for. Mm-hmm. But every time our head coach takes care of us, we thank you. Thank you. You know what I mean? It's like because you didn't have to. Even if he don't do it, I don't care. Like because I typically every time I walk in a place, I'm expecting to pay for myself because I'm an adult.
Yeah. Right.
But it's like so I'll go up to the counter and order, or he'd be like, "No, I got all these guys right here." Yeah. Cool, but I don't walk in there waiting for him to, But you see people at times looking for that like. Do I need it? Yeah, put you. So like I said, it's just once you've done something for somebody, it just becomes an expectation a lot of times. Whether it be, as I said, and then once it's not broken, people do not separate it.
And I think we come from a household too, where our parents reminded us, like, you just because you live here, don't mean that like you gotta pay. You need to be thankful that you still live in my house, even though you're my child.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
So, I mean, I don't think kids really get that these days.
Well, I don't
as much. So I think
I think they need to appreciate it, but I also believe you didn't ask to be here.
No, but you're here.
No,
so be thankful.
But I'm saying,
you could have nothing.
Right, but we chose it.
But you could have nothing.
But that's still your fault. I brought you in this world this way. If I chose to have you and I ain't had nothing, that's on me. If you had everything, that's on me. But as a child, like I said, they should definitely be appreciative. Yeah. I'm not saying they shouldn't. But my thing is like no kid was asked to be born.
No, but you're here.
Yes.
You're here. And the fact that you have a bed in there, you don't have to have it.
Like I said.
And if you don't have gratitude, I'm taking it out.
No, you need to have gratitude because there's so many people who don't have.
So
I'm not disagreeing in the fact that, like I said, I 100% agree that you should be appreciative because look around the world. Right? Go to school. Look at some of your friends and what they have to deal with. Be thankful you don't.
Yeah.
Be thankful you, like I said, be thankful you got a place to. We talked about
But
that
I
church
think
today.
that comes out when kids go outside. Like I've had to remind my kids, like, you know, like I don't know. I just think it starts at home, and so
Always.
when we give our kids a lot, and sometimes kids can start to feel like that's what they're supposed to get, or
Right.
you're supposed to do it because you're
Right.
a parent. And the reality is, no, I'm not.
No.
That's just, you know what I mean. And yeah, the kids didn't ask to be here, and it's our responsibility and all that. But no, I don't have to buy you the Nike.
No.
You don't have to have a car.
But you're talking about exceeding expectations now. That's a different thing to me. Because it's like, I could buy you some. I grew up with the Payless shoes.
We can go down to the minimal. You don't
Right.
have to have marshmallows. You can have oodles and noodles every day.
Agreed.
Because it's really just you being like, I mean, I see
Right.
kids with some bad attitudes towards their parents, and it's just like, well, maybe they have too much.
No, I agree. But I'm saying it's like, the basic necessities is that. It's just that, right? Like, I'll feed you, clothe you. It don't have to be the name brand. Like, it don't got to be all that. I just got to make sure you're fed. I got to make sure you're clothed and you have a place to sleep. But my thing is that most people are exceeding that standard a lot, right? So what I'm saying is like, you have to be appreciative as a child of like, I didn't have to have the Jordans.
Yeah.
I didn't have to have the PlayStation.
Well, I'm saying as us as parents, let's remind our kids.
No, for sure. No,
like,
for sure.
You don't have to. Like I tell them, like Amir today, you don't have to have. But right, if you're stomping around this house, slamming the doors, let's take the shoes so you can't stomp.
Yeah,
is my thing. Like, and I think like because we know when we go out, like we say thank you and we say please, but I don't really think we're talking about us because like we know how to act. But I think that dealing with other people, I think it goes deeper. It goes at home. They're not getting
right. No,
you know what I mean. I really don't know how to explain it.
They're not getting
held to that fire.
They're not getting the basic necessities that they need as to being a good person.
Yeah, like your mom just made your plate. Did you say thank you?
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's
type stuff.
They're not being good people.
Yeah,
they're not trying to be good people.
Yeah,
that's just the reality.
Yeah,
right. So that like I was telling somebody the other day, like, you know how many times I've had to check a kid about like walking by me and like bumping me. And like not excuse me, nothing, because I'm like, hey man, like if I would have bumped you, I would have said excuse me. I would have said I apologize. Like it's not okay just be bumping into people. I know we're in a tight space, but you need to be rude about it either. Yeah. Right? We just don't have that. It's not built in anymore.
Those are the parents, the same adults, walking through and they just walking by bumping you and you gotta turn around and excuse you.
Right.
And the parents like, oh, I didn't yeah. So it's like it's a whole generational thing.
No, it is. No,
that's what's teaching these kids. You can't teach these kids something different if you're not showing them.
Exactly. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's all the conversation is built off of the view of society today.
Like you told Miles to speak.
You damn right.
Right, but that's not just that's gonna go way past just now. That's gonna be whether you're in Vons, at Walgreens, the old man with the dog, whoever. You see, right? Yeah. But you're teaching. You could have just let them walk by, and then that's just a pattern. But that's what's going on in households.
Because it's a respect for adults
Parents
in general.
Are saying hello to their kids, and the kids are ignoring them.
Yeah, like I'll check them for like you keep coming down these stairs and not speaking to me, and I'm down here.
Okay, but we're not gonna because Lil Miles is perfect, so we're not gonna talk about Lil Miles. I was use that
example. You can believe that if you want to. He's not perfect. Listen, my son is great. You know, but he is a kid. You know, he is an 11-year-old.
I was just using that.
Nah, but I think, like you said, but I think everything we talk about, I think it stems back to the household.
Yeah.
Right? That's the foundation of who all of us are. That's our first teaching, our first learning of what it is, right? Like, where'd you learn how to be selfish from? You might try to contribute it to somebody else, but I'm sure you saw it. Right? Like I always say, Kanye West talked about that early on. He said, I was raised by my mom. Said, so when I would like outburst or be angry or any kind of outlashes I would do, it was based off of what she did. And he like, guys was making fun of me. Like, yo, you acting like a girl, or they would call him gay. right? He was like, I didn't understand that until I got older, where I realized like a lot of these things I learned from watching her doing it was no, he didn't have any of that. Yeah. He was like, he's like, I had to learn that later. It's like, yeah, you try to put people in my life to help, but like she just did her things how she did them, and that's what I saw. Like it doesn't matter what men I have around. If I see this every day in front of me, I'm more likely to follow that.
Well, that's why it's important. And this is probably off the subject. That's why it's important for women who have boys, especially little boys, to be careful how they act when their boys are young. Right. And my dad was, luckily he told me he educated me with that when my kids were young. Even little stuff like putting nail polish on. In the mirror, like looking at myself before I go out. Just the little things where you're just like,
it's not cute.
Having my hand on my hip, just there's little things that kids automatically pick up, but with boys, you just have to be careful and listen. Because there's
people gonna be offended.
Okay, and
you already know.
I don't mind what people want to do is what people want to do. But I'm just saying,
you know who you're raising, though.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with who you're raising.
No,
and it's no disrespect to anybody.
It's definitely not, but what I will say is I definitely don't want to put anything into my children that they're not aware of, that can make them a target or look like something that they don't understand when they walk into the world. Mm-hmm. And so what you were saying from what Kanye West was saying, that's what I feel like might have happened. It's just the natural things. Like I remember one of my kids standing with his hand on his head. And this is when Johnny first came around and he was like, get your hand off your head. Yeah. And I didn't understand it. I didn't say nothing, but I didn't understand it. Later that day, I said something to him about it. And when he explained it to me, totally understood. 8 years later, my kids don't stand like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But they started picking up the mannerisms of the man who was
around them, showing them, teaching them.
Even to down to where I could say something today and it might resonate with the mirror.
Right.
But Johnny can go have that whole conversation with them. Yeah. And I hear him, oh, for real? Oh, I just said the same thing. So I think that's important.
No, it definitely, I mean, it's, like I said, it's how you choose to raise your child is on you. Yeah. All right. I'm not in nobody else's home. Right. So I don't critique anybody's stuff. Yeah. Just don't critique me because mine's different than yours. Yeah. Right. So like, I didn't want Miles walking around with like her heels on her stuff. Take that off. Yeah. It's not cute. Yeah. To me. Mm-hmm. Right. That's just how I felt about it. Yeah. So, and like I said, my whole life I've dealt with every walk of life. Mm-hmm. So I never had no problem with what anybody chose to do. Even if I didn't agree, I never made you feel bad about what you chose to live your life. And I never will. But it's like I have a right to be able to raise my children the way I choose. Yeah. Right? And I'm not offended by what you're doing. You shouldn't be offended by what I'm doing. Yeah. And I think we kind of lose that. We get so... we want to attack so much of like
I don't want us to get canceled,
but we don't want to get.
I don't care.
No, but I'm saying like canceled. It's not about. But to me, I don't think it's about that because I feel like, and like I said, this is way off topic. It's just like, but it's a matter of like canceling is trying to silence my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. Like I said, I grew up where you can disagree with me, and have your say. Yeah. Right? You don't have to disrespect me when you're having your say though. But you can tell me how you feel. You can tell me you didn't like it, right? I wish I could remember the scripture. It was like, I heard it today. It's Colossians 4:6. And everybody watching can figure that out. Mm-hmm. But it talked about speaking with grace, right? Like at any point. So if me and my wife were having an argument or disagreement, I could always speak with grace even though I disagreed with something, even though I didn't like that, right? I don't have to yell and scream and holler at her. And typically I won't. Like she'll tell you that, like he don't. I won't engage you because I say you want to talk or you want to argue. We can't do both. No, I mean because when you want to turn up, it's like damn, you just took the energy out the room. Yeah, it's like nah, because I'm in the business of fixing things. So if I don't speak with any grace, if I don't show any mercy or compassion, how will I ever get to a level of understanding with whoever? Mm-hmm. Right. So it's like I don't like people being there are certain things where you are just non-negotiables, right? Like I don't care to hear your opinion when you're racist, right? When you're degrading or demeaning women or people in general, whatever. No, I don't want to hear that. I cancel that.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, so, and honestly, the foundation of whatever you believe, especially when it comes to racism, is built on some BS anyway. So it's like, there's nothing you're going to tell me that's going to make that okay or acceptable. Yeah. I just understand I can't make you not be what I want you to be. But just go do that over there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, you don't like black people? Okay. Like, go on. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think it's more so that.
Shoot, I feel like that's the whole argument with the Charlie Kirk stance. But I mean, I think we're at the end of our podcast.
No, we definitely at the end of
That's another subject.
Right? I feel
business or personal.
Yeah, like I said, that's the thing. I mean, that's like, I'm so beyond that thing to me, as far as like, I just don't even, because like I said, we've lost the art of disagreement. We just don't have it in our society right now. Yeah. That's the problem. We'd rather divide everybody than have a civil conversation about our disagreements. Yeah. Right? We'd rather put you on a side now because you didn't, you must be over there. Or you must be over there because, it's like, no. I mean, even looking at right now with the shutdown, right? So a lot of people are messing.
Might as well start the music. Episode 40.
No. We're just gonna have it just for the simple fact that, like, I know we won't be long with this, but it's just my whole thing is that we have a lockdown where a lot of people aren't getting paid. Yeah. A lot of people are receiving services. Mm-hmm. And instead of just getting together and staying behind them closed doors and figuring it out, we gonna come out pointing the finger saying they don't want to do this, or this side don't want to do that, right? It became like I don't want the blame on me, so I'm gonna say what they're doing, and so it's like you're only telling me half the story. Mm-hmm. You're telling me the only way this is not passing is because this side, when I know there's some stuff that you don't want to do either. Right, so I'm not gonna say either side because they're all jacked up. Yeah, it's kind of naive of people to want to blame. Like, we're just that far gone. I'm not even gonna say we that far gone.
And really, people are arguing. That argument is, like, to me, null and void, because why aren't we talking about how we're gonna help what's going on now? Like, now we have people who are hungry. We got kids who can't make their lunches. We got parents who are using their rent money that they would usually use for rent for their food, and in 2 weeks there's going to be an issue because they have bills due, but they've used that money for food. So even when they pay some of these food stamps back, these parents are still going to be on the hole. And we're talking about people who are already on a fixed income. But I just feel like we have uneducated people speaking on issues they have no idea about, and some of them are speaking outside of their tax bracket.
For sure.
Sometimes, as much as we want to go on how we personally feel too, we have to understand how these bigger powers are affecting our life specifically. And then that makes you understand your vote and your stance on things. So I just feel like it's real messed up, but anybody watching this, please donate to your local food bank. Any of your people who might get EBT or food stamps. It's time to have grace for people. Because, I was talking to somebody and they are talking about all this political stuff. And I said, well, at the end of the day, your niece, right? Your niece is going to have a problem because her kids, she doesn't have the money to be able to get, you know what I mean? And I started breaking it down. I said, this is the quality of these kids' dinners we're talking about. If the parents can't buy all the vegetables and all stuff, that's the quality of their meals. That means when they go to school, they might not have breakfast in the morning. They might have to get breakfast from school. And depending on, you know what I mean? So this is, and when you talk about it like that, then people want to have empathy. But it's like, why does it have to take somebody breaking it down for you to have empathy for a group of people, even if it doesn't affect you?
Because...
And the bigger part is it will affect you. Right. Food's going up.
But I think that's the thing. Well, of course, because if I can't go buy it and it got to stay on the shelf, I'm going to start taxing you more for it.
Exactly. So, and that's what people don't get.
But we haven't even... This is me and you talking about it, and that was the first I've ever heard this conversation from anybody. And I've always thought about that. I'm like... Because like I said, when you operate in business for yourself, you can't look at the micro. You always got to look at the big picture. You got to see it all, right? Because everything you do affects everything you do.
Yeah.
Right. And so I tell people that all the time, like, yo, people can't go purchase and stuff got to sit on that shelf. Y'all was mad about grocery prices then.
Yeah.
Y'all really gonna be mad here in a minute.
Yeah.
You know, so I think and so my thing is that, like you said, it's
that the combination with the tariffs,
it's just a lot of different things. But like I said, it's like the fact that we're having this conversation and the things that we're specifically talking about, what pisses me off is that people would try to put us on the side.
Yep.
Okay, well, this is another subject. I gotta go. Sorry, you guys.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. That's a good place to wrap. Any final thoughts, Janice?
Can you separate business and personal? No, I don't think you can.
Veronica?
Eddie, you stood us up.
We'll put that on there.
Just let him know.
We're going to clip that part.
I'm having another quote.
Cut it,
it's not
clip it.
It's not personal.
It's not personal,
it's
Eddie.
Personal, Eddie.
It's business.
It's business.
Now, hopefully, maybe when I get off this episode, he maybe hit us up. But otherwise, man, thank y'all for listening. Hopefully, we don't take this long to get back. But we'll see y'all soon.
Yep.